Affinity is an app that you download onto your Mac or your PC. It's not available for iPad just yet, although apparently it's coming. And it's definitely not an online one, so you have to download it onto your computer. Now, Affinity belongs to Canva, and they have released it for free. And it usually asks you to log in, and you can log in using your Canva account details. So if you have a Canva account, you already have access to Affinity. It is available on the free tier as well as the pro tier, and you don't have to pay for it because it is free, which is cool. If you're new here, this is Canva Tips for Authors. I'm Jeevani Charika and Rhoda Baxter. I taught myself how to use Canva, and now I'm passing the knowledge on to you. Okay, let's go and play with Affinity, see what we can do. Right, let's do something in here. So there are 3 different studios. You've got your Vector Studio, your Pixel Studio, and your Layout Studio, all of which are essentially in the same place. Now you can just toggle between the 3. Vector Studio is for art, Pixel Studio is for photo editing, and Layout Studio is for what used to be called desktop publishing. So laying out books and magazines and stuff like that. Now, when you look at this, I mean, it reminds me of Photoshop because it's got a lot of the bells and whistles that Photoshop has, Affinity has too. For the sake of doing something, seeing as we're here, let's go and find the text tool. Where's my text tool gone? Artistic text tool. Okay, okay, let's use Arial and let's make it much bigger than that. Oh yeah, okay. Right, go back to the selection tool and move it to the middle there. And let's make it nice and bold so that it's chunky. Right, so that's how you add text. You can change the color of the text here. So let's go with bright green. And then we are going to see if we can add a bevel to the text. So I'm going to go to effects, and we are going to go click on the bevel and emboss menu. And let's bevel it. There we go. Well, it's embossing it a little bit. So you can, there are different types of emboss. So that's pillow, which is quite nice. Inner bevel, outer bevel, oh, outer shadow. That's quite cool too. Emboss makes it look like it's standing out. And pillow, which is what we had before. You can invert it so that the shadow goes on the inside, which is also quite cool. You can change the color of your shadow, and you can change the profile of your shadow. So this is, I think, the standard. These are the standard presets, but you can move them. So you can have different kinds of bevels. There's quite a few different things, and they all look slightly different. So you find something that works for you. Let's go with this one. And what else can you do? You can change the opacity of the filling. You can change the color of the highlight. You can change the direction the light is coming from, which is rather cool. Take it back to a more. There, something like that. There we go. And you can also kind of soften the effect a little bit if you wanted to. There are other things you can do. Let's take the bevel out. You could add an outline. Sometimes it takes a while for one effect to turn off. You could make it 3D. Change the opacity, shininess, all kinds of things that you could do. There's inner shadow, inner glow, color overlay, gradient overlay, which is quite nice, I guess, if you want something like that to go on top of it. Again, all of this is adaptable. You can change the color, you can change the opacity, you can change the blend mode. So multiply means you've got some of your black and white gradient and some of your original text showing. Color burn, linear burn, darken, lighten, screen, color dodge. all of these things. There's many, many buttons to play with. Outer glow, outer shadow, Gaussian blur. Anyway, all of these things that you can play with. That's quite cool. Another thing that you could do is, let's open an image. Let's have a look. Open, I think that was the one that I was looking for earlier. Okay, so we get this and we could go edit, copy, and we go back to this and we select the layer with the words on, and then we paste this in and we drag it into the test layer, and your image gets put inside your layer there, turns it into a frame. There. You can move it around until you found it. That's quite nice as well. And once you've put it in, you could take the opacity of it down. Oopsie. So that's already bright green, and the background opacity there. You can turn it down so that it just becomes texture in your text. So yes, Affinity is incredibly versatile and you can do all kinds of things with it. The only difficulty is it is complicated and you have to learn it. You can do quite a lot of these things with Canva. It's just a little bit more fiddly and you have to use some of the external apps in Canva. It's just more intuitive and more pointy clicky rather than having to remember workflows. So one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I have an idea of what I want to do with one of my book covers, and if I make this video, I can go and remind myself how to do it. Anyway, so what do you think? Will you be using Affinity or sticking to Canva or moving between the two? Because you should be able to move between the two. I will find out how and I'll do you a video on that. Let me know in the comments. If you found this useful, tell all your friends, and I will see you in the next video.